Hello everyone and welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. So we are here today with the deck list for my BUSTER BLADER, which I recently got to Platinum rank, and it is a pure BUSTER BLADER deck. No like extra engines, no extra archetypes, just BUSTER BLADER, a few staple cards, and just trying to make it work. And honestly, it does work really well. Let's get here though. So first of all, we run 3 Buster Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman because this guy is your main searcher for both Dragon Buster Destruction, which is another crazy powerful card, and your Prologue, which is probably one of the best cards in the deck. Like one of the best cards that Buster Blader has, like in terms of like getting your combo done. So definitely 3 Buster Whelps. Like you can search literally anything from the deck with this guy. Dragon Buster of Destruction. So this guy is crazy good for 2 reasons. One of them is your opponent cannot summon from the extra deck, which means Virtual World, Zodiacs, Tri Brigade, Dragon Maids, Hero decks. They literally just cry in front of this card because everything they do is based on the extra deck, even Utopia. Like everything they do is based on like getting those extra deck monsters out. With this guy, you completely lock that out, which is a crazy powerful card. Wizard Buster of Destruction. Wait, actually something more about Dragon Buster is that he has this really nice effect that if he's equipped to a monster, a Buster Blader pretty much, because we only have Buster Bladers here, you can special summon this card, which means if you equip it to an already existing Buster Blader, you can special summon this guy and get your Dragon Buster, your Buster Dragon, sorry, which is one of your main DNA surgeries, basically. With the Buster of Destruction, he's a bit similar to the Dragon Buster, but we only run him in one because he negates graveyard effect. But graveyard effects, it's only for monsters, first of all. And graveyard effects are not as popular. And secondly, this guy is not a dragon nor a tuner, and he does not have the special summon effect, so he does not help us get Buster Dragon. So definitely not as important as Dragon Buster. Ash, obviously the staple card, prevents a lot of things. We run 3 Buster Bladers, like original Buster Bladers, and only 1 alternative Buster Blader. So why do we run 3 Buster Bladers? We want to have Buster Blader in our starting hand. We want to have Buster Whelp and Buster Blader. Why do we not run the alternative version, the Destruction Swordsman? That's because this guy does not count as a Buster Blader while he's in your hand, which means you cannot special summon him using Buster Whelp. So that is a terrible like weakness to him. Which is why we only run 1 of these guys and 3 of the guys. We run this many Buster Bladers though in general, 4, because like Prologue and like we'll be doing a lot of stuff with like sending Buster Bladers to the graveyard, and like if our main guy gets Raigeki, we want to have like more Buster Bladers there. We'll be using up a lot of Buster Bladers, so we don't want to run out of these guys. We run 1 Kaiju and 1 Nibiru for like those like nasty decks. Harpy's Feather Duster, really good. Emblem of the Dragon Destroyer, I did not use to run this before, but I understood how powerful having Buster Blader in your starting hand is, and this increases the consistency, so this is a crazy good card. Magic Mallet. So one thing about Buster Blader though is that he has consistency issues. I have not yet found a good engine for this deck to make it as consistent as I would want to. So I run Magic Mallet, which is a really good card in my opinion when you have a bad starting hand, because you can just shuffle like 3 and draw 3 new cards, or like 4 depending on like how bad or good your draw is. Foolish Burial of the Goods. This is literally just for the Destruction Sword memories. Destruction Sword memories or Destruction Sword Flash. Because we can just send 1 spell or trap card to our graveyard. Destruction Sword Flash makes it so that any effect that targets our Buster Blader fusion gets negated and destroys the card, which is really powerful for like a lot of decks that rely on targeting. And these guys basically are like Destruction Sword memories is our basic, basically number 1 way of summoning Buster Blader fusion. But we'll get to that. Lightning Storm, another staple card. White Veil. White Veil is really powerful for those extra like trap heavy decks, you know. So like when you're gonna run to those like Mirror Force, I mean Mirror Force not that bad, but like a lot of those decks that rely on trap cards, this basically just negates all of them. It is a really powerful card. I only run one of these though because I don't want it to get in the way of my combo. So that's why I only run one of these. Missile Space Typhoon, generally like a really good staple card. Hand Destruction. So we get to fix our consistency issue with this one, and we get to send cards to the graveyard, and we want cards to the graveyard. So we want things like Destruction Sword Memories in our graveyard. We want Buster Bladers or like Buster Blader, the Destruction Swordman in our graveyard. We don't mind having Wizard Buster Destruction in our graveyard. So there's a lot of things that we can do with our graveyard, and this helps with it. Destruction Sword Fusion. This card is crazy good because you can literally steal your opponent's monsters to make your big boss monster, which I don't need to explain why it is crazy powerful. Destruction Sword Flash, the basic effect on its trap is meh or bad depending on how you view it, because like it banishes all monsters your opponent controls, which sounds good, but the thing is we want monsters on the field. So it is good only on certain occasions, maybe against like Eldritch, you know, against very specific situations where you don't want any sort of monsters on the field. But otherwise, monsters literally just fuel us, so we don't want that. Already explained Destruction Sword Memories. We don't care about the special summoning of the Buster Blader. We only care about the fusion monster. Like the Buster Blader is an extra effect that we can just use every now and then, but the main effect is definitely fusion summoning the Buster Blader, the Destruction, the Dragon Destroyer. Prologue basically does everything for us. Gets out Buster Dragon, which is our main DNA surgery. It gets cards to our graveyard, which is our main way to get Buster Blader, so literally the best card in the deck. Evenly Matched, the good staple card. Trap Trick just gets basically Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman to our hand, which is crazy good. Solemn Judgment, another staple. And DNA Surgery, because if you special summon Buster Dragon using Prologue, it's only gonna stay for 2 turns, which is usually not enough because Buster Blader has a hard time OTKing, so 1 turn killing. So we definitely run some DNA Surgery in case we don't run into the Prologue or like other ways of summoning Buster Dragon. Anyway, our extra deck is literally just fillers, you know? Since we can steal opponent monsters, might as well, right? We just add like some of these. You don't need any of these, but you know, in the case where you do want those, sure. Especially Dark Paladin. These one you can just remove, doesn't matter. Anyway, but the main ones are definitely Buster Dragon, which as we said we have 2 ways to summon, either with Dragon Buster Destruction and Buster Blader, or with Prologue. So we definitely run 3 of these and 3 of our main guys. Basically, once this guy hits the field along with Buster Dragon, every monster gets turned to defense. No effects can be activated or used, even the ones that are like passive effects get negated. So basically, and like crazy amounts of damage and piercing. Yes, you cannot attack directly, but like that usually doesn't matter as much because your opponent cannot do anything regardless. So basically, this guy is just an instant win once Buster Dragon is on the field. So definitely 3 of these guys. But yeah, this was the video for today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I will be doing a video on my Gaia deck real soon, so be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.